Hi, it's Kitty, and I am driving around in a VW Arteon. I can't wait to review this for you because it is so sleek, so minimalistic, and it's fun. Listen. Oh yeah. So this turbo engine is a lot of fun. It's quiet when you need to cruise around, so you won't be that annoying neighbor. You'll be that fabulous, stylish, luxurious driver enjoying the VW ride. So outside, I love that the color, it's like this beautiful gray. It's not your typical gray that you think of when you're like, oh, I'm getting a gray car. You're looking at it and you're like, oh, like it stands out. It's almost like a creamy gray. I love the lights because when you turn them on, it lifts up into the sky, into the distance. So it's not like your standard lights on most cars where it's just one big blinding light and it kind of annoys the drivers around you or even just yourself because you can't see. I like it because I can actually see ahead of myself instead of kind of guessing. On the steering wheel, it's sleek, it's got great hold to it. When you put your hands on it, it doesn't feel awkward, it doesn't feel slippery. I like that it's the same material throughout the whole steering wheel. For me personally, I don't like when it's like kind of like a glassy plastic, you know, that's literally glossy. Like if you touch it with any kind of moisture, it's going to be slippery, or if you have hand lotion, it's a disaster. However, the leather on here, it does have a nice grip to it. The size of the steering wheel, the grooves for your hands as well, I like that. My favorite mode for the car, especially with driving, is definitely the sport mode. There's a lot more versatility with it when it comes to either driving around town or when there's bumps. So that way there's not so much of a rough and tumble stability issue. I know that comfort's supposed to accommodate that, but for some reason the sport mode really holds to that terrain and it just locks you in, and I like that. I love the armrest on the car because it's a perfect distance for me to just rest my arm down. I don't have to fight with the passenger for enough space. It's all about comfortability, style, and function. It looks like it goes with the car. It's not like some armrest that you see in different cars where it just looks out of place or like it was an afterthought and it doesn't actually accommodate functionality for like storage or that sort of thing. But this one, I like it because you flip it up, you can put your extra little something there, like you can put business cards, mints, extra charging cables, whatever you need to get you through the day when you're on the go, especially because I travel a lot working remote. It's something that is imperative for me to have different storage places that are not your typical storage spaces, you know what I mean? And it's not always in my MO to be like, oh, let me put it in the glove box. Like, that's just not happening. Number one, because I can't reach it, but also number two, if I'm parked somewhere, I want to have something right next to me, especially with having a small child like myself. I want to be able to reach things, you know, do a dance, grab things, do the handoff. Like if I put his sunglasses up there, I can go like this, here you go, and I know that he can reach in range. That's a big plus for me. It's always hard to find a vehicle where you can give the handoff, and you know what I'm talking about, ladies. Now for the back seat, I do think there is room for improvement. There definitely is a great comfort where the seat does hug you. It's almost like a race car seat, but in the back. So I love that touch. But I know that I have to put a car seat back there, which I did put it back there, and it almost has my young one touching the roof of the car, which is not always the best thing, as we know, for safety. So it's something that concerns me a little bit. But if you have older kids, or if it's just a family car, or maybe it's just for you, cool, then it definitely works out. If you have company, that back seat is definitely going to be comfortable for everyone. However, it might be a little bit of a tight fit depending on how tall they are. Now, the trunk space, oh my gosh, it just blew me away. I had no idea it has like a hatchback trunk situation. So there was a lot of space. I could fit a lot of groceries when I went to the grocery store, and there was still room left over. I'm like, what? That never happens, okay? Even in my current car, I don't have that situation. So it just blew my mind that there is so much space inside of the car as well as the trunk. And I've been in a lot of different cars and SUVs, and this definitely is a win. If you carry a lot of stuff and you want it in your car, you don't want it to make a mess, you want it to be nice and neat, this is the trunk for you. And I know if I had to put that stroller back there when sometimes it gets a little tired, or maybe if I'm putting all my camera gear and getting ready to shoot you know, one of my hosting things. It just depends on what you need to pack, but it definitely has a lot of room for that, and I'm very thankful. Also, I wish that the window in the back was a little bit bigger. Now, even if I don't have anyone in the back seat, it's still hard to see. For functionality, it kind of concerns me a little bit. I love the infotainment center because you have the navigation, you have the music, you have your phone with all the contacts on there. You also have access to music, so if you want to use Spotify or maybe your Apple Music, whatever you're using, you have access right then and there. And I love it. Everything is right here where I can reach out and touch it. I love the media center because it has not only for music, but also performance. It can track laps. So that was pretty neat. I didn't even know that it had that feature. And then after playing around, I also noticed the different modes, as we've talked about, like sport mode, which is my favorite, and comfort mode. There's also like custom modes too. So based on your driving, even the weather, you can accommodate that. What I love about this car is that it's sleek, it turns heads, and it looks like it's luxury. It looks like a supercar, even though it's not, but it's in that mid-range, right? So it has to command the attention and that sleek, smooth body. And it just really resonates with me that it's not only stylish and functional, but it's comfortable and it's affordable based on like what it can offer. I really love how this car handles, especially when you tap on the brakes. It's one of those cars where it gradually will stop you. It doesn't feel like you either have to ease into it or slam on your brakes to make your car react. It actually is a very comfortable and like reassuring brake. So when you press on it, it's like, okay, it's time to brake, and it doesn't feel like anyone's gonna freak out, but also the car doesn't lurch forward. It's just so great at handling anything. There's nothing really bad to say about it. Usually when I get in a car, I'm like overly critical about it. I'm a big fan of Volkswagen, especially because one of my favorite cars was a Jetta. And this one handles very similarly, except it actually is improved. So this is actually topping my experience of driving in a previous VW model. All right, let's make this kitty purr. Woo! Man, does she pick up? Oh my goodness. But see, it doesn't go so dramatically fast that you're above. It just sits right at that speed limit, and I think that's really cool. A lot of times when you press down on the gas, you either feel like it's gonna go too fast or just not enough. And I feel this car really does have a great balance and acceleration. It doesn't overdo it, but it gives you that power where you feel like, okay, I am in control of my car and I can make a move when I need to make a move. The sunroof really just like speaks to my youth of like driving around and just having fun and just enjoying your day. I feel like that's one of those little things that really can make or break your car experience, is how do you feel in it? Sometimes you're just that go-getter mom and you're traveling for a business, or maybe you're hosting an event, maybe you are speaking at an event, or maybe you're just traveling. And then as a wife, it's a great car for date night. You can go out. It feels almost like a two-seater. It does have a back seat, but like I said, it does have that appeal of a luxury car on the go. And then if you have children, it's also great because it fits everyone. And the car seats may be a little bit of a tight fit. I think that this is a car that has a lot of versatility, and this car really does set the tone for that, where you can have that mental space to get back to your personality and your identity. Thank you guys so much for watching my ride-along review of the VW Arteon. I had a lot of fun testing it out on the road, also letting you know about what I love on the exterior, as well as the interior, how it works functionally, and how it could possibly work for you. If this resonates with you, definitely check it out and let us know what you think about it. Thank you guys. Until next time.